Squalace is on the attack. As McGrail pinned in the neutral corner. Now McGrail tries to spin Squalace around. Excellent contest.
Certainly for an opener, John, it's been one of the classics.
Again, Squalace holding onto the back of the head and being warned by Charlie Lucas. You can see the mark and the blood on the left eye of Danny McGrail.
It's worrying Danny.
Certainly lost the sting once he took that blow.
Oh, good right hand by Danny off the ropes. Tony's coming on strong, John.
And Squalace's left eye is partially closed now. It's been a war. And they're still going at it. Toe-to-toe centre ring from the Thirroul Leagues Club. Two former Australian amateur champs going at it very hard. And Dr. Alex Lewis is coming over to have another look in the corner of Danny McGrail to see if he is able to continue. Shannon Taylor scores round 4, 10-9 in favour of Tony Squalace, and there you can see tied away at 39 points apiece after 4 rounds. The Dr. Alex Lewis has decided that Danny McGrail can continue. His corner is trying to encourage him, saying there's only 2 rounds to go. The problem for Danny McGrail is, though, that if that eye gets any worse, Shannon, then they may have to stop the fight as early as this round number 5.
Danny McGrail's got to come out and go for it. He's really got to dig deep and use all the courage inside his heart and really go for it.
Scheduled for 6 rounds, this is number 5, and Tony Squalace in the black trunks is starting to get on top of McGrail.
Squalace, he's doing the right thing. He's shooting the right hand over the left lead. He knows Danny's blind on that side.
McGrail landed with a couple of solid punches at the start of round number 5 here. And needs to stay out of trouble as well. Squalace goes downstairs. McGrail answers. Again at close quarters, Squalace fires a couple of blows.
John, I think there'll be a rematch either side, either way in this fight.
Well, on what we've seen here, Shannon, we'd love to have them back again on Fox. Bit bright lead there from Squalace's scoring punch. McGrail now may be bleeding from the mouth as well.
Tony Squalace, that right hand is starting to land.
Bevan, hold me on the head. Sorry. Okay, box on.
Apology there from Tony Squalace, the referee Charlie Lucas. And back to work as he rips away to the body of Danny McGrail. McGrail triples up with the jab. Just doesn't have the authority he had through the first 3 rounds.
No, he looks that right. The left eye is really worrying Danny McGrail.
And to Tony Squalace's credit, he has continued to come forward throughout this fight. Now he works downstairs. Well, with his career on the line, we expected that Tony Squalace would be all business here tonight. That's exactly what he has shown. Right hand, a scoring punch from Squalace. Trying to find a way through the high hands of Danny McGrail. Final 60 seconds of round number 5.
Take 1 point off this bloke. 1 point. 1 point off this bloke, Herbie. Yeah, I told you, okay? Righto, box on.
Oh, that could prove crucial. Tony Squalace has lost a point here by holding the back of Danny McGrail's head repeatedly. Shannon Taylor had scored the first 4 rounds, 39 apiece, so you can see the importance of the deduction here.
Well, it's a very even round, John, this round. Yeah. And if it comes even, we've got to take a point off Tony Squalace, and he's going to lose the round. He really has to try and win this round now to try and even the round.
He lands with a good right hand there after McGrail had pinged him with a couple.
Good right hand.
And again, a solid right hand, but Danny McGrail has shown an ability to take a punch in this fight. It's been an excellent battle. End of round number 5. And a difficult round to score.
You all right?
Yeah, you got plenty of those?
Yep.
You're going to need it. Put a bit of ice in that eye, quick.
Yeah, tells me there's a minute to go.
No, you should be able to go for the whole 3 minutes.
The right hand
You
was.
go right up, Louis.
Last round coming up.
Yeah, no worries. You should be able to go for the whole 3 minutes.
He doesn't like it.
You don't. You've got to keep pressuring it. Understand what pressure is now?
Stuart.
Listen, mate, stay
Start
tidy when
him
you
up.
come off the ropes.
Start him up.
Stay tidy. All right? You can finish your buzzer off.
Some of the better action from round number 5. There's a big right hand from Tony Squillace, scoring punch. Shannon Taylor actually scored the round 10-9 in favour of Tony Squillace. He loses a point because of referee Charlie Lucas deducting one for holding the back of the head, makes it 9 apiece, and that makes it very interesting. The fight is up for grabs here in the 6th and final round. Tony Squillace from Victoria in the black trunks. Danny McGrail representing the Gold Coast. Has been an excellent battle right from the opening bell. Both these men would appear they could go at least 10. Textbook stuff there from Tony Squillace, coming forward, doubling up with a jab now, looking for a way through with the right hand. Down at close quarters. McGrail comes up on the end of good left hand from Tony Squillace.
Get that left shoulder in. Come on.
Overhand right, partially taken on the gloves
Either side.
of Danny McGrail. His corner has done an excellent job to maintain that problem with his eye and not let it get any worse. Tony Squillace won't be seeing out of his left eye in the next 30 minutes or so after the fight. Launches himself across the ring at Danny McGrail. Now they stand toe-to-toe in the neutral corner.
Stop. Okay, box on.
Come on, Tony, you got this.
The right hand's been a good punch for Tony Squillace in the
Uppercut.
last couple of rounds, John.
Short uppercut that time from Squillace as well.
It's a free.
Good body shot from Danny McGrail. Now he moves upstairs. Crowd getting involved as well. They've enjoyed this opener. All action, junior welterweight clash between former Australian teammates in the amateur ranks.
Good right hand by Tony.
Squillace lands a powerful right hand, but McGrail hasn't budged for most of the fight. Now they both work downstairs.
Bang him over.
This round's really anybody's round. It's been a hard fight to score, John.
Final 30 seconds of the fight. Tony Squillace with his career on the line, and Danny McGrail not accustomed to losing either.
I feel that Danny McGrail's fight's certainly been upset with the cut. And I wouldn't be surprised if a rematch with the two of them. He certainly sort of seemed to lose his rhythm, Danny McGrail, over the last couple of rounds.
Blood still spurting from the left eye of Danny McGrail. He's worked hard for this, but so has Tony Squillace. And at the end of 6 rounds, it's the judges who are going to decide it. And listen to the applause from the crowd. Certainly enjoying the boxing here. Mick Canavan goes to work on the left eye of Tony Squillace. As you can see, it's taken some treatment, but so is the left eye of Danny McGrail. An excellent contest. Shannon Taylor has found it very difficult to split these two men, and as you can see at the moment, he has 58 apiece after 6 rounds. I have Danny McGrail just edging the bout, 59-58, but the men who are going to decide it, Gary Dean, Herb Luddington and Des Bloy. And I'm sure they had just as much difficulty scoring this as we did, Shannon. It was tight right from the opening round.
Yeah, it was. I feel that Danny McGrail lost his rhythm. after receiving the cut. And then Tony come on strong, you know, knowing that the cut was there. Started landing the right hand, as we see there.
Certainly McGrail took Tony Squillace's best punches and really didn't buckle.
Yeah, neither fighter hurt John during the 6 rounds.
And maybe Tony Squillace is going to rue having lost a point back in round 5 for holding on to the back of the head of Danny McGrail. But let's get the official decision. Here's Andy Raymond.
Ladies and gentlemen, the first bout, we go to the scorecards and we have a split decision. Judge Des Bloyd scored the bout 59-55, Squillace. Judge Herb Luddington scores the bout 58-57, McGrail. Judge Gary Dean scores the bout 60-56. Your winner from the blue corner, Danny McGrail.
Well, Danny McGrail gets the decision there, somewhat surprisingly, by a margin of 4 points on Gary Dean's card. And Tony Squillace won by 4 points, according to Des Bloyd. And Herb Luddington comes up with 58-57, Danny McGrail. Single point in it. Certainly, both men deserve to win that fight, Shannon.
Certainly, John, it was a hard one to score. Certainly, when your scorecard's going nationally. I felt that Danny McGrail, you know, like I said, I felt that he was winning, he was boxing nicely. He was in control, but once he received the cut, I felt that his rhythm went out the door and he let Tony back in the fight. That's how I scored it.
There's Danny McGrail, our victor, and that is likely to push him further up the rankings. Here in Australia at the moment, Justin Rousell is the junior welterweight champion of Australia, although Lovemore Nadeau might be throwing out a challenge pretty soon. At the moment, Danny McGrail is just outside the top 5 at number 7, and he is likely to move up as a result of that fight. Well, one man who has seen it all before is the flamboyant Hector Macho Camacho. He was again in action. One wonders how much preparation went into Colin Wilson's program ahead of that fight. Very disappointing, to say the least. But next up, the Australian lightweight title goes on the line. And Tony Miller, the defending champion, will go up against Danny McGrail, the South Australian-born fighter who now lives here on the Gold Coast and trains with Ray Giles. And as you see, the tail of the tape, both men are under the 135-pound limit, or 61.23 kilos. The reach advantage is with McGrail, some 3 inches or 12 centimetres, and he also is some 3 inches taller than Tony Miller. And there is Danny McGrail. 10 fights, 7 wins, only 2 losses, 1 draw, and with 3 knockouts on his record, including a first-round dispatch of Roberto Ruiz at Star City Casino in Sydney back in November last year. Star City looks after a lot of people at Fox Sports, including myself, and our thanks to them. Look forward to being in their company again soon. And Danny McGrail has shown an ability in the past to take some punishment and still get up and do a good job. And he is very popular with plenty of support at ringside, but a big occasion, Shannon. This is the biggest night of his professional career.
It certainly is. You know, for any fighter to fight for national honours is a great honour, and I'm sure that he's trained very hard for this, and he's got a big task in Tony Mad Dog Miller. And you know, we saw Tony Mad Dog Miller take punishment from Jeff Fenech for 12 rounds, so we know both of these fighters can take it. So it's a very, very good matchup.
Yes, Tony Miller in 12 rounds with Jeff Fenech and lost the Australian featherweight title back on April the 3rd, 1987, only weeks before Fenech claimed his first of 3 world titles. And Tony Miller has been in against some of the big names, also 10-rounder with Lester Ellis that he lost. More recently, he was in action on October 23 on Fox Sports with the Moorabbin Town Hall. And he won a 12-round decision. Kept his title against Stuart Patterson. Barry Michael, who was calling the fights at ringside with myself, both had Patterson winning the fight. And Tony Miller said after the event that he thought the wrong man had got the decision. He has since changed his mind about that, and that is certainly, he's entitled to do that. But against Danny McGrail, he's going to need to be at his best. But rest assured he will be. There aren't too many people that work harder than Tony Miller in the gym.
Tony knows how to put a great show on. He's got He's been around for a long time, and he's been in some great fighters. You know, he's been in with Lester Ellis, Jeff Fennick. So he's been in with some of Australia's greats, not just champions, some of Australia's greats.
And to show his durability, in 50 professional fights, he's been stopped just once. And that was in Atlantic City back in September 1985, where he lost in 4 rounds to Roberto Nunez. What a tremendous career he has developed. Getting toward the end of it now at 34 years of age, and he will still strip very fit up against Danny McGrail.
One of 2 main events on tonight's card. This next contest is for the Australian lightweight title to be boxed over 12 3-minute rounds. Introducing in the blue corner, the challenger. He hails from the Gold Coast. He is wearing purple trunks and black trim. He weighed in at 60.75 kilos. His record, 7 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 3 wins via way of knockout. Danny McGrail! Australian lightweight champion. He hails from Victoria. He's wearing blue trunks with red trim. He weighed in at a heavier 61.2 kilograms. This veteran's record reads 37 wins, 10 losses, 3 draws, 20 wins via way of knockout. The champion, Tony Mad Dog Miller. Your referee, Mr. Brad Vocali. The judges at ringside, John Couchy, Tony Rock, and Jim Creether.
All right, gentlemen, you're both professionals and you both know the rules. Now, I gave you instructions in the dressing room, and I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Keep it neat and tidy. I want you to watch your heads. Keep your punches above the waistline, and don't go punching on around the back of the head or around in the kidney areas. In the event of a knockdown, listen to me, in the event of a knockdown, I want the fighter on his feet to go to the furthest neutral corner, and you stay there till I tell you to come out. Everything clear? Cuts, gloves, good luck to both of you. Go back and wait for the bell.
Well, in contrast to our previous fight, expect this to be a red-hot affair right from the opening bell, Shannon.
Yes, it certainly is. It's a very interesting matchup. Andy Raymond called Tony Mad Dog Miller a veteran. It looks like the veterans corner. You got Keith Ellis and Jeff Malcolm. A good mate of mine, Jeff Malcolm.
Underway for the Australian Lightweight Championship. The champion is Tony Miller on the left of your screen. The challenger is Danny McGrail in the purple shorts. Tony Miller in blue with red and the white boots. Danny McGrail, fantastic amateur record, 4-time South Australian champion. He was Australian junior welterweight champion in 1992 and has fought all over the world. London, Canada, Jakarta, Samoa. But now he strives to annex his first professional Australian title at lightweight level.
Nice chance for Tony Miller. John, I used to watch Tony when I was 15, 16, fighting on television, and it's a pleasure to be commentating one of his fights tonight.
It certainly is. We call him a veteran. Danny McGrail can get a talking to. No, Brad Vicali just pushes them apart. Tony Miller, 34 years of age. McGrail, 27. What a vast experience, edge and experience it is for Tony Miller. McGrail looks very sharp, though. Hasn't fought at lightweight level for over a year and a half. He looks very trim. Action here in the opening round. Both men working away at close quarters. It's a willing affair. Head contact as well. And this is Tony Miller's fight. He loves getting in close. And ironically, it was Tony Miller who struggled to make the lightweight limit at the weigh-in today. Had to be sent away on a couple of occasions to go to the sauna. Eventually came in under the 61.23 kilo limit. Good body shot from Miller. Catching McGrail in the solar plexus. And McGrail working upstairs with the jab as well. Miller is so sharp and nimble for a man who has had such a long and distinguished career. 34 years of age, fights a much younger man, and there's a left hand snapping back the head of Danny McGrail. Top of our commentary position, Tony Miller goes to work.
Work your way out of it. There you go, Tony, don't hold.
Grail's getting sucked into fighting Miller's fight.
Well, that was always the worry for Danny McGrail, giving away so much experience.
But McGrail's doing a good job too. You know, when he's out a long arms away, you know, he's using his long arms. And
right at the end of round number 1, Tony Miller coming forward again. And as we saw in his previous defence against Stuart Patterson, it was very close, but certainly the onus is on the challenger to win the fight. He has to do better than the champion, and that wasn't the case there in the opening round.
Tie him up and hold him. Keep your jab going. When he leads, he's leading short the time. Just step aside, throw your right hand over the top, you'll catch him with it. You'll catch him with it all the time. Just keep your work rate off your lead. Now, go. Have the drink. Right.
In front of you.
Take the lead. Just take the lead off him. Right. If he comes in, tie both arms up. Don't let him punch free at you. That's what he wants to do. Tie him up. The ref says break, all right, but when he's in close, work up underneath. Don't try and punch and hook him. Come up underneath all the time. You'll catch him all the time. His lead slows some. Step across, hit him with the right hand.
Well, it all sounds very easy in theory when you listen in the corner, but in reality, it's pretty tough. There's Miller tagging McGrail with the left hand. Second round scheduled for 12 for the Australian lightweight title. Shannon Taylor couldn't split the two men in the opening round. As I mentioned, the onus is on the challenger. Take the fight to the champion. Tony Miller clubbing away with the left hand is the busier of the two again early in round number 2. Brad Bacali will separate the men.
Miller just landed a nice right hook, left hook.
Tony Miller has held the Australian lightweight title on this occasion since February 29, 1996. So almost 2 years. He defeated Darryl Hiles with a knockout in the 12th and final round. Then defended against Paul Nassari and also knocked out Mick Dagsy, who previously ahead of that fight was undefeated. Well, Dagsy lasted less than 1 round against Miller. Getting willing here in round number 2.
Tony Miller fighting his fight. Roughhouse tactics and inside and just working away. Tony very composed. Catching Danny McGrail with left hooks.
McGrail unable to use his edge in reach at the moment. It's almost 12 centimetres. But undeterred, Tony Miller stands right in centre ring. Appears to be a little sharper than McGrail at the moment. Certainly finding the target a little more than McGrail. Brad Bacali warning Tony Miller for use of the head. Lancing right hand lead there from Tony Miller.
Tony's just cruising along, John.
He's dictating the tempo. At the moment he has McGrail a little flummoxed. McGrail prepared to get a little busier now. Leads with the right hand, scoring punch. Tony Miller comes back now, holding the back of the head as well, which will draw the attention of Brad Bacali. Crowd don't like Miller's intentions at the moment. The words of advice from McGrail's corner are not to fall into the trap. Keep boxing. Don't get sucked into fighting Tony Miller at close range. He'll eat you alive.
Good right hand by Tony Miller.
McGrail's left hand is dangerously low, leaving himself a little open for Miller.
Have a good left hook. Danny McGrail's got to get that right hand up and protect himself from those left hooks from Tony Miller.
Round number 2, unofficially on my card, will go to the champion Tony Miller. And the question is with Tony Miller, how much longer can he continue? At the moment, Danny McGrail came into this fight as one of the best lightweights in the country. Tony Miller has his measure at the moment.
Combination, just let him flow. You have to let him all up. After 6 minutes, like a fall in the okay? And then finish over top of him. But you've got to keep the pressure on him now. Make him work, right? How long we got? Have a drink. Right? Don't let him take the lead off you. And if he's roughing you up, don't fall into brawl and doing your lolly. Box smart. Yep. It'll all come into it later, understand? Now come on, take the lead, win this round. Come.
Again emphasising to Danny McGrail to be a little bit smarter in this fight. Set for action, round number 3, the Australian Lightweight Championship. Tony Miller holds the crown at the moment. He is in the blue with the red stripe. Danny McGrail in the purple trunks. And with his work cut out.
Danny McGrail will have to do something if he wants to take the title away from Tony Miller.
At the moment, Shannon Taylor has Miller in front by a point. He had him in front by a couple. And it's getting willing again in round number 3. Right hand was a scoring punch again from Tony Miller. Danny McGrail has taken some punishment around the left eardrum. Another right hand from Tony Miller.
The left hook's been a very good punch for Tony tonight.
Also, the right has been effective. At the moment, Danny McGrail is having trouble getting off any punches of authority. Miller is a little quicker, a little more nimble. And frustrating Danny McGrail at the moment. Can't help but admire Tony Miller. Still going. Still setting the tempo, making the pace, and outsmarting his opponents. Let's not forget that McGrail's
Good short right hand.
very well schooled fighter. Good right hand. Arguably the best punch so far in the fight from Tony Miller. He's starting to catch up with Danny McGrail a little here in round number 3. Certainly McGrail can't stand there for 10 rounds, 12 rounds and take this.
He's got to do something. He's got to change his attack or just running the left hooks. I think he's got to circle the opposite way. Oh, he's running into it again. Good punch
with the left hand from Tony Miller. He goes to work again in the neutral corner, swarming over Danny McGrail.
One thing we know about Danny McGrail after this fight, that he has got a decent chin. Taking some great left hooks. Tony almost looks like he's having a good time in there. He's just... If you notice that Tony hardly moves off the Fox Sports logo. He controls the centre ring very well.
McGrail has never been stopped in his pro career so far. 10 fights, only 2 defeats, coming in 8 rounders against Stephen Marks, the very accomplished Victorian, and then Stuart Patterson mid last year. And here against Tony Miller, his work cut out. The right hand from McGrail just grabbed the attention of Tony Miller. Now they'll go hammer and time. End of round number 3. And the fans getting behind Danny McGrail. He came on strong toward the end of the round. The 2 minutes and 50-something seconds ahead of that belong to the champ Tony Miller. Still ahead, our feature event. But back to the Australian Lightweight Championship battle between Danny McGrail in the purple trunks and Tony Miller in the blue with the red stripe. First 3 rounds have been dictated by Tony Miller, but right toward the end of that previous round, McGrail landed a right hand. Just seemed to worry Miller a little, and there's a left hand getting through. Is the tide starting to turn? Tony Miller isn't going to die wondering. He'll keep coming forward, but McGrail just garnered some confidence from that finish to round number 3.
That's what he needs at the moment, Johnny's confidence, Danny McGrail.
Now moving a little more freely. Slipping the punches a little better.
Certainly McGrail would have had a nervous night last night, you know, big fight in such a in fighting a guy with such a reputation as Tony Mad Dog Miller.
There is Shannon Taylor's scorecard so far. 10-9 in round number 3. He has Miller ahead by a point. Or 2. I have 10-9s. A shutout so far for Tony Miller. Danny McGrail, the more this fight goes on, the better he's looking. Certainly taking nothing away from Tony Miller. But with this huge support from the crowd, Danny McGrail growing in confidence. And his hands are a little higher now. Well, here comes Miller storming forward again. Working away to the body. Good left hand from Miller. Was the best punch in that exchange, and here he comes rushing forward.
Lift your right, Danny, lift your right.
He expected Tony Miller to tire the longer the fight went on against Stuart Patterson, but that wasn't the case. For a 34-year-old man, he is very fit.
Danny McGrail starting to land nice combinations here. He's growing in confidence, Danny McGrail.
Sweated the early storm. Still taking plenty of leather from Tony Miller.
This is where McGrail's got to dig deep and get on top of the older man.
In his recent bout with Stuart Patterson, Danny McGrail, he lost in 8 rounds. Patterson isn't a big hitter, but McGrail was down in the opening round. But this has been his best round in the fight so far, Danny McGrail. Body shot from Miller. McGrail answers with one of his own. End of round number 4. And Danny McGrail may have even edged Tony Miller there. Unofficially, Shannon Taylor scores round number 4 for Danny McGrail. Let's listen in with Keith Ellis and Tony Miller.
Balance, you can go and take what you want, yeah? Don't be up here, when you jab your after. Yeah? Sit down and push up that back foot, come on. Yeah? Don't let this break back into the fight, Tony. You know, you come out of doing something, straight back with your double jab. Mate, you can out-jab this bloke all night. But you've got to double it, mate, because that first one's dropping a bit short. The second one, mate, okay? Shuffle your way in, the second one. Tone, don't let this bloke back into the fight. You're beating this bloke easy, okay? Maybe Mike, you mean it, mate, will you? Yeah?
Good words of wisdom there from former Australian middleweight champ, Jeff Malcolm.
And WBF middleweight champion.
He too won a world title. Danny McGrail is coming on strong. We are set for round number 5 for the Australian lightweight title. Tony Miller with his back to us in the white boots. Blue and red trim on his trunks, and Danny McGrail in purple. Danny McGrail showing scant regard for the power